Good morning, everybody. Let's have a look at some of these charts. We'll start off with the S&P because it wasn't just a Bitcoin scenario or a crypto scenario that pulled everything back yesterday. It was basically everything. So we're looking at a few things to come outside of the chart. One of them is going to be the FOMC minutes today, so it's not going to be for a lot later, to be honest with you. But that's going to have some effect because the old man will talk and he'll have things to say using words which will affect the colour of a candle. Well, until he says those words, we don't really know what it's going to be. So let's focus on the trend. So the S&P basically get rejection on the Bollinger Band, more or less, and again, and then again, and then so basically we're sort of in a bit of a curling, rounded top now for the S&P. So I mean, it's still a very bullish chart, higher term timeframes, but the supports on the daily and on the weekly are a lot lower than where we are, and now we've got ourselves a couple of death crosses on the 4-hourly, not too dissimilar to the way that crypto looks. So maybe we shouldn't hold our breath too much. However, we'll have to wait and see. If I was to look at this just on its own, I'd be like, kind of hard to trade that really, because we're going straight through, straight above, straight through, more or less straight above. So what we're seeing really is volatility without the ability to really gauge support or resistance. So I would leave it alone. It's kind of untradeable. Same thing really with Bitcoin to a larger extent though. It's better because we've got the death cross, the golden cross, and we're still holding on to that potential golden cross. We had a very nice big move up from this low, and again, this is what I was saying on the Patreon last night. I was saying, look, as far as structure is concerned, that's a high, that's a low, that's a higher high, and so far, even now, and again, this is just started to drop off literally as I turn the computer on, so far still a higher low. So we've got some hidden bullish divergence over here. So if it were to turn around, it should move on to a higher high. That doesn't mean it'll be doing that by the end of the day. And this is something you just got to obviously respect and understand. It's unlikely to do that by the end of the day. And if the S&P keeps coming down and everybody else keeps coming down, then it will also come down. Just even having a look at stocks, Barclays down 2%, Bitcoin down 1.5%. It's just the nature of the game. We're seeing everything come down, and so with that, it should all come down. The problem will be if it all keeps coming down. Again, with the S&P looking still structurally sound on a higher term time frame outside of the 4-hourly. The trend is still one of a giant uptrend, and I don't really see any reason to doubt it. Not yet. There's certain areas on the chart that you could start to doubt it potentially, which is going to be around here, 5,650. Over the next couple of weeks, maybe we see that, and that's backed up here by 200 exponential and a simple moving average. So big, massive support around that area. And if we just go to the weekly, we could even just get picked up anywhere from 5,830. So I'm not a massive bear. I'm actually relatively bullish, especially on the crypto side of things. But we can't stop the foundations of financial markets from shaking to wobble our crypto houses, which is basically what they are. It was only a couple of days ago I was talking about how Bitcoin is the black swan of altcoins, and that was in the wake of us moving up. Fun times. We bought the December low, and now we're running up high. We're having a nice time, and that's true. My bids are still in profit, obviously, but let's not beat around the bush here. They are still in profit. It's a higher low potentially. But when Bitcoin has a little sneeze, then altcoins basically crap their pants. And when the S&P has a little sneeze, Bitcoin craps its pants. And when the Dixie has a little sneeze, the S&P craps its pants. So basically, it's just a giant crap in your pants party, really. And that's really what took place yesterday. Everything all moving together as a result of larger, higher volume, multi-trillion-dollar charts basically sneezing, and then the cascading effect. just being emphasised on their moves with every single chart which has a smaller amount of trading volume or lower liquidity. And that's all we saw. That's all we really saw. So don't expect to be turned around immediately, but if we were to be turned around immediately, it should be from around these areas. I would really, 94,500, on the daily should be it. In all fairness, this wick this move right now that we're seeing at this moment in time, 6:45 in the morning, this could be forging out the daily low, and from here we try to meander our way back up, and over the next week or so make a new all-time, I suppose it could be a new all-time high, at least a new local high, a new higher high. So that's pretty much all there is to say. I don't really see any point in sort of spreading this out any further than what we've already got. So that's it. I believe relatively strongly that Bitcoin's going to turn around from here, and the market will also turn around from here. It's worth sort of, I suppose, leaving on this note, really. We were talking about highs just a few days ago, weren't we? It would have been last Friday on that stream. And I was saying, look, a lot of things at resistance here, altcoins especially, so just don't expect breakouts immediately. XRP being a prime example, we had the breakout, we had the low, we had the breakout, we had the push into resistance. Now we're sitting at a major support, the daily Bollinger Band Center, the 21 exponential. And with that, you're probably looking for an opportunity. It's a higher low. And then we move back up into the resistance, 250, and then preferably we break out. And then you got 1, 2, 3 moves up to 272, and then maybe a new local and all-time high. All of this is still exactly the same. I know that when it goes down, people go, I thought you were bullish, that means green every day. No, not green every day. Not green every day. No, but yeah, bullish. It's a bullish chart, bullish structure. I'm bullish. But you don't get green every day. So we've seen the resistance. We saw that last Friday. We've seen the support. We saw that yesterday. More or less at that support right now. Allow it to move up. Right, that's it. I've got to go and drink some protein shakes. Make the most of that pump that I've just done this morning. Right, thank you. Hope you have a nice evening and day. God, evening. Jesus. Take it easy.